Upbeat music starts, then cuts abruptly looking for a telescope. But scared you'll buy a lemon, waste your money on a blurry mess, and give up on the stars forever. Therefore, you're considering the legendary Celestron NexStar 4SE. However, before you click buy, you need to hear the truth about this iconic scope. For the best price, click the link in the description. /n/n. Let's be brutally honest. Astronomy as a beginner is terrifying. You imagine glorious views of Saturn's rings, but you get a shaky, confusing, impossible-to-point tube of frustration. Therefore, you want a shortcut. The Celestron 4SE promises exactly that, a complete, easy go-to system. But here's what surprised me. This telescope isn't a beginner's scope, it's a beginner's test. It's the universe handing you a multiple-choice quiz where all the answers are patience. And if you pass, the rewards are astronomical. Stick around, because we're going to navigate the brilliant highs and the frustrating lows of the Celestron NexStar 4SE. And by the end, you'll know if it's the perfect telescope for you or a one-way ticket to the closet. For the best price, click the link in the description. /n/n Act 1, the promise versus the preamble. Therefore, what is the Celestron 4SE? On paper, it's a masterpiece of accessibility. A 4-inch Schmidt Cassegrain optical tube. That's a mouthful, but therefore it means compact, sealed optics great for the moon and planets. It sits on the legendary single-fork arm mount, with a full GoTo computer and a hand controller that looks like it landed from a spaceship. The promise is simple. You type in Jupiter, it beeps, it whirs, and suddenly you're looking at the king of planets. But, however, therefore let's rewind. The first challenge isn't the sky, it's your living room floor. Because the 4SE doesn't come assembled, you get a box of parts. The mount, the tripod, the optical tube, the finder scope, the battery tray. It's a 30-minute puzzle of wingnuts and screws. Is it hard? No. But is it a critical, patience-testing first step that many overlook? Absolutely. Your first astronomical alignment happens in your kitchen. Therefore, joke number 1. The 4SE doesn't stand for super easy. It stands for some assembly expected. /n/n, but let's assume you've built your mechanical steed. Now you must feed it power. This is the first major gotcha. The 4SE runs on 8 AA batteries, and it drinks them like an astronaut on a juice cleanse. A single night of observing can obliterate a fresh set. Therefore, the very first accessory you must buy isn't a fancy eyepiece. It's a rechargeable power tank or an AC adapter. Without it, your high-tech GoTo scope becomes a very expensive and heavy paperweight mid-session. This is the 4SE's first lesson. Convenience has a price, and it's often sold separately. However, once powered, the magic begins. You carry the surprisingly portable setup outside. The tripod is sturdy but not excessively heavy. You plop it down, you swing the scope upright, and you press the power button. A cheerful Celestron logo appears. You've entered the world of automated astronomy. But can it actually find anything? /n/n Act 2. The alignment tango and the optical payoff. Therefore, the moment of truth. Alignment. The 4SE needs to know where it is in space and time. You input your date, time, and location. Then it asks for a 2-star alignment. It will slew to where it asterisk thinks a bright star is. You then use the hand controller to center that star in the finder scope, and then precisely in the main eyepiece. This is the crucible. In light-polluted suburbs, finding that first star in a tiny finder scope is like finding a specific ant in a football stadium. However, here's the twist. Once you succeed, the second star is usually dead on. And when it's done, the magic unlocks. The GoTo system is spectacularly accurate. You can tour the cosmos from your chair. The summer triangle, click. The ring nebula, click. It's a powerful, empowering feeling. Therefore, joke number 2. Aligning the 4SE is like a first date with the universe. It's awkward, you might fumble, but if you get through it, the rest of the night is a lot of fun. /n/n, but let's talk about what you actually *see. The 4-inch Mac optical tube is the star of the show. It's not a light bucket for faint galaxies. That's not its job. Its job is lunar and planetary detail, and it excels. Pointed at the moon, the view is razor-sharp, crater-packed, and breathtaking. The Terminator line, where shadow meets light, is a jagged, dramatic landscape. Then swing to Jupiter. You'll clearly see the two main cloud bands, and if the air is steady, all 4 Galilean moons lined up like tiny pearls. Saturn, the rings are unmistakable, a perfect, tiny celestial hula hoop. The optics are genuinely superb for their size. However, therefore, we must address the eyepiece. It comes with a basic 25 megapixel. It's adequate. But to get the most from this scope, especially on planets, you'll want higher magnification. A good 10 or even a 7 eyepiece will transform your views. Another accessory, another cost. Do you see the pattern? The 4SE is a gateway drug. It gets you hooked, but the real addiction starts with is it all smooth sailing? No. The mount, while capable, has quirks. It's a single-arm design. This means when you're looking at objects near the zenith, the eyepiece can end up in very awkward, crouch-inducing positions. You'll do the NexStar neck dance. Furthermore, the slew speeds are fast, but the tracking isn't designed for long-exposure astrophotography. This is a visual observation scope. However, for that purpose, it's brilliant. Want to spend an hour hopping between double stars, lunar craters, and star clusters? It's a joy. Therefore, let's ask the hard question. Who is this asterisk really asterisk for? It's not for the absolute, I have zero patience beginner. That person will fail alignment and return it. It's for the motivated beginner. The person who is okay reading the manual, watching a tutorial, and embracing a small learning curve for a massive payoff. It's also a fantastic grab-and-go scope for experienced observers who want a quick, automated tour. /N/N Act 3. The verdict and the cosmic choice. So after all this, is the Celestron NexStar 4SE worth it? Therefore, the final calculation. The pros: outstanding lunar and planetary optics, incredibly accurate and fun GoTo system, surprisingly portable and quick to set up once you know the drill, a legendary, time-tested design with great community support. The cons: the AA battery situation is a crime against astronomy. The alignment process has a learning cliff, not a curve. The included eyepiece is just okay. The single fork mount leads to awkward viewing angles, and the total cost of ownership is higher than the sticker price. However, here's the contrarian snapback I promised at the start. The very frustrations of the 4SE are its greatest teacher. It forces you to learn about power, about polar alignment basics, about star hopping with a finder. Therefore, when you finally see Saturn through it, the victory is yours. You didn't just buy a view, you earned it. /N/N Therefore, joke number 3. The Celestron 4SE is the galaxy's most effective patience-building simulator. It just happens to come with a free telescope. So, should you buy it? If you are a determined beginner willing to overcome a few initial hurdles, or an experienced star hopper wanting convenience, the answer is a resounding yes. It remains one of the best entry points into serious amateur astronomy. However, if you want absolute plug-and-play with zero fuss, or your primary goal is photographing deep-sky nebulae, look elsewhere. The 4SE is a master of its specific domain, delivering stunning, easy-to-find views of the solar system. Therefore, my final thought: the Celestron NexStar 4SE isn't just a product, it's a rite of passage. It's the telescope that can turn a casual glance upward into a lifelong passion. It has flaws, it demands respect, but it delivers where it counts, at the eyepiece under the stars. /N/N, and that, my friends, is the complete, unvarnished truth. Therefore, joke number 4. Why did the Celestron 4SE cross the road? To go to the other side. And then ask for fresh batteries. If you're ready to take the plunge and start your journey, check the link in the description for the best current price on the Celestron NexStar 4SE on Amazon. It's the easiest step in this entire process. Click it. For the best price, click the link in the description. Clear skies and see you out there.